Welcome to the Gentlemen's Club live with your host, the commissioner, and the three-time champ, Andrew Simon. This guy's been in the championship game the last 2 years, and he's won 50% of the time. It's Eric Hastert. And this guy is in a 10-man league. We've had 9 different champions, but he's not one of them. It's Brian Hastert.
What up, what up? We got your boy E-Trade. And then someone else, if you would go ahead and join the squad here. Weirdo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Rocco?
You there, Scotty Graves.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, here we go, guys.
Oh, dude, that was lit.
Thanks, dude.
That was cool as hell, bro. That was awesome.
Thanks, man.
Anyways, as you can see, it is the Inglorious Bastards. We are back in action. Simon took another week off here, just being the commish. He can do what he wants. Big week in fantasy, wasn't it, Brian?
It was a big week indeed, and I am very mad about my matchup. But guess what? Nobody cares about my team or your team. They care about their own team. So let's get into it.
Everyone's selfish in this league. That's how it goes. But yeah, we can get right into it, and then we'll talk a little bit more about everyone's teams when we get to them. Let's go ahead and start with pick of the week. Damn it! I always click the wrong one. That is supposed to be after the fact.
And you went to film school?
I don't know how to use this thing.
I like that, and I really like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin.
All right, let's take a look at waivers last week. A lot of money was spent here. Brian spent a lot on Jameson Williams. He could have saved literally every dime of that, but he went ahead and went all out for possibly their 4th-string wide receiver. What's the reasoning behind that, bro?
Well, Javonte Williams, it looks like McLaughlin is going to be passing him. And Jameson Williams is supposed to be, he was a first-round talent. First year, he's finally back on track. So I said, let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You did drop a starting running back. Even though he has been shit, it's still a starting running back in this league.
Bro, can I tell you something?
Yeah, tell me.
I have 4 top 10 running backs in the league right now, so I'm okay at running back. Thanks, though.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, well, we got an award to give out. This one's tough. I think I would give it to myself if I could with Zach Ertz. He was solid. He got me a touchdown last week. He's had over like 8 targets or average of like 8 targets every game. So quiet little tight end that could end up being fine for me. But I'm going to give it to Brady here with Jaleel McLaughlin. It may not work out for you the rest of the season, but at least for the 1 week, it was pretty solid. I don't think it helped you get the win, but this week I'll give Brady the Jaleel McLaughlin pickup. Kind of like Sarah McLaughlin, right?
In the arms. So what happened to where's the people Brady picked up this week? Is this last week?
This is last week. I mean, we can look at it real quick.
I just want to I want to dive into it real quick.
Okay, let's dive into the amount of money that Brady spent here. I think the Jeff Wilson is justified. I mean, he could be the number 2 for the next month or so.
It's Mostert, then it's Ahmed, and then it's him, and then A-Chain's coming back in 4 weeks. So a little
Jeff
bit.
Wilson had a lot more carries than any of them last year when he got traded there. And Mike McDaniel likes Jeff Wilson, and Raheem Mostert has an injury history, so who knows if Mostert's going to even make it the full season.
I do, because he's on my team. Number 2.
I don't hate this, especially for wide receiver university. He needed a running back. This one's a little scary to me because he's listed as number 2 on the old depth chart behind the actual second string. So number 3.
The guy I picked up is, he's on top of the depth chart. He was just hurt the last 2 weeks. So we'll see. That'll be interesting to see who actually gets the carries. But that's just crazy. Brady spent, over half of what he had left?
Yeah. But, I mean, he lost Justin Jefferson. So he's got to try to make it up somewhere.
That's true. All right.
Let's go ahead and get into last week.
Let's run through them.
Well, that's not even. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Real quick though. Oh no, let's just get into it. Looking at the scoreboard here.
We're gonna be going fast tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna go fast here. We're gonna start with my team. Damn, just a blowout here. Caleb actually put up a reasonable score. I just had the best week of my life almost. DJ Moore being DJ Moore, 45 points on Thursday night. That's 2 weeks in a row I've had a Thursday night player go off. Breece Hall is back. 22 carries, 26.9 points. Jalen Hurts looking good too. Caleb seemed really, like I said, not too bad overall. His top performers, Tyreek, always doing good. Sam Laporta might be looking like a really good pickup in this draft. And then Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things. 170 club for me. Caleb? No, unfortunately, you don't get it. You would have beaten, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other teams this week? Can't do math right. No, 4 other teams this week. So not terrible. Not exactly the Hastert Luck Award this week, but yeah, dominated. Moving on. Brian, take over that one.
Okay, not much to say. Kicked his ass. Brady put up his best effort, but like I said, Jefferson got hurt before the 2 red zone drives for the Vikings. I think he would have scored. Won me a $600 parlay. That's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Brady. He had a good team, but everyone's injured at this point.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Lost Anthony Richardson, lost Justin Jefferson. He will get Amon-Ra back this week. But yeah, Brady's team not looking too good. Wide receiver enrollment is dropping.
Jameson Williams is the guy for the Lions now, so I'm kind of concerned about St. Brown. It is what it is though.
Yeah. Looking over here, we got some viewers, and we got Joe in the house. Yeah, Brian is using 2 different voices. It's Scotty Graves and Brian Hastert. Laporta is solid. I don't know who this other dumbass is, but Broncos country is not going to ride. Okay.
Hey, didn't the Broncos just lose Frank Clark and then also Randall Gregory like last week?
Yeah, and didn't they also beat the Bears? Weird. I would hate losing to the Broncos. And yeah, Scotty Graves is in the house. That's your biggest fan, Brian, right there, by the way.
Sebastian. Scotty's scared. Scotty doesn't know, Joe.
Speaking of Scotty, let's just go ahead and just get some background music popping.
Okay. Easy. Okay, that's a little weird.
All right, moving on. Sorry, boys. Getting a little crazy.
Yep, let's keep rolling.
I know, it's got to go backwards. Looking at Dust. Oh, we'll talk about this one right now. Hastert Luck Award. You know who that's got to be, right? You know who that's got to be.
Most points in a loss? You've got Hastert Luck. Suck on that L, bitch.
Justin was talking to me and Brian a little bit before this one, talking about how he really wanted to beat Dustin here because he lost to him in another league. And here we are. Justin is losing by 0.3 points. That's just heartbreaking. Justin ended up picking up A.J. Dillon here because Aaron Jones was a last-minute scratch in this game. Actually did pretty well for you, but he stayed up too late farming on his farming simulator. He forgot how to catch footballs. One catch and he would have won this game.
Yeah, Jordan Love underthrew him on like the last drive. That catch would have won it for him. Heartbreaking. Justin's team is looking bad, and James Conner is out now.
Yeah, lost James Conner in this one. Had he stayed in for another drive, you win this game. Had the Falcons defense given you any points, you win this game. Like, there's just a lot of bad manager mistakes here. Had you played Dallas Goedert, you would have won this game, or Christian Kirk. No, he actually did worse than everyone else.
It's a game of
bad managerial. Justin getting lucky. Devontae Smith with 1 point, but he did get 31 out of his defense. 22 out of 2 are not bad. Swift is looking pretty consistent, and Travis Kelce doing Travis Kelce things. But realistically, MVP here is the Saints. Sorry, Justin. You move on to 1-4. It amazes me that you actually made it to the championship last year. But here you are now, 1-4. Medical tent, not great. We'll just move along up here. Looking at this blowout. Mitch finally getting the team here. Mitch's team is finally doing something. And then he loses Devon Achane. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I mean, honestly, without A-Chain, he still has good numbers.
Yeah, 44 to Chase. It's pretty good. That's about it, though. Everyone else,
Josh Jacobs, 17 isn't bad. Waddle's actually starting to get a little bit more playing time. I don't know. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, he needs Jahmyr Gibbs to finally do something. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But Mitch putting the 140 bomb on Dylan, and Dylan is struggling this year. Running backs are just not great. Garrett Wilson misses Aaron Rodgers. Evan Ingram's hit or miss. He finally did get Cooper Kupp back, and damn, Cooper Kupp is still Cooper Kupp.
I play him this week, so I'm sure he'll go off for like 160. Dylan's team.
We did get a good week out of DeAndre Hopkins finally, but not going to win a lot of games, putting up 94 points. Sorry, Dylan. On to 2 and 3. Better luck this week. We talked about that one. All right, I think this is our last one here. Ryan and Simon, another close one. Both under 100, though. Pretty weird, as our undefeated person was under 100. But
yeah, the worst thing is when you lose by like 2 or 3 points, and then you see a bunch of highlights of like Mark Andrews dropping a touchdown or Chris Olave dropping a 60-yard touchdown. It just really hurts. And so it was just little things like that costed me the game. We're going to be fine in the long run. But this one hurts, especially when Jordan Love threw 3 picks, and it should be -2 an interception. I would have won. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was a bad break for Mitch here. I'm sorry, I didn't have the comments up while we were doing that. Yeah, A-Chain, losing him is pretty bad. He was doing pretty good this year. But as far as this one goes, Simon does squeak out that win. He got pretty close. Jordan Love only giving him 9 points. Almost lost on that Monday Night Football game with Jordan Love throwing like 3 picks to the fucking Raiders. It's the fucking Raiders. Brian had a down week. I think your team's still going to be fine. Not a lot of weeks where you're going to have this many people under 10 points.
I am worried about Mahomes. I love him. Chiefs fan, obviously. But, like, when we get in the red zone, we're running it way too much now. And I think from a fantasy perspective, that's definitely it's not great, Bob. It's not great.
From a fantasy perspective, but as a Chiefs fan, you love to see it. I was so tired of, like, hey, let's do an end around to the tight end and let's have the tackle go out for a screen. I like those every now and then, but I kind of just like the tried and true. So, not bad there.
I wouldn't mind Mahomes rushing more for a touchdown, but you never know.
Yeah, I'd rather Mahomes not get hurt. Let's take a quick look at our standings. Right now, not much changed at the top as far as 1 and 2. Ryan's still at first, Dustin in second. I took a big leap up into third with 3 and 2. We got a few teams here, 3 teams here at 3 and 2. Well, somebody just has – is that the most points in the league? Oh, it is. Wow. Didn't see that there. So I'm in third with a 2-way tie, though, there with the record. 2 and 3 teams. I think Caleb has the best of the 2 and 3 teams here. And then Mitch and Justin. I mean, I don't expect any more out of those two other than 1 and 4. I do play Mitch this week, so I'm sure –
hey, what's the meaning of A-Ray's team? Is it a Seinfeld reference or something?
I'm pretty sure it is a Seinfeld reference. Maybe you should change your name to something new. Same with Caleb and Simon. These old names. Boring.
Renee wanted to get into the league. We will see if someone drops out. You might be on a waiting list. All right.
That waiting list is actually 3 years long. So good luck. Maybe there's a way you can speed that up with a little cash. All right, you want to get into next week, Brad?
Yeah, let's zoom through it.
Zooming. Thought there was something I could have played here, but
yeah, I got
ready. I guess not.
You get it. You can play Thunderstruck. Nice.
Thunderstruck sounds a lot worse on acoustic.
That's lit. Real quick, before we get into this, let's take a word from our sponsors.
The Gentleman's Club is proudly presented by Toodles. Toodles, the #1 fart filtering undies, and probably the only ones on the market. With Toodles, You can leave the worry behind and let your fart flag fly. Toodles is not responsible for any odors related to sharts, queefs, prairie dogs, period pussy, or turtle heading. Use code SCOTTY to get 20% off your first order. Order Toodles today.
Wow. I got my pair of Toodles last week, and I'll tell you, it's a game changer. It is.
It is. And I just want to give a shout out to Sebastian, one of my biggest, Scotty Graves' biggest fans, one of the 4 monthly listeners on Spotify. So appreciate it, Sebastian. Shout out.
Yeah, he's here for the ride. All right, let's go ahead and get into week 6. Let's break it down and see what's going to happen. We're going to start here with this game because it is a blowout projection. Brian 128, Dylan 107. Brian, you can go ahead and talk about Dylan's team.
Well, it's weird that Dylan's team is now your team. But
Oh, that is weird. I fucking hate ESPN when it does this stupid shit.
But anyways, I am worried. He's starting Javonte Williams, who I dropped. And I could see Javonte Williams scoring like 3 touchdowns tonight, so I am worried about that. And also, it's a trap game. I'm supposed to win by 20. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, Dylan's team, it's been rough. It is nice you got Cooper Kupp back here. He did steal him from you, so that could be karma bad for you. Lamar's been pretty solid. Down week last week. Should be fine this week. His matchups aren't terrible. Dylan's team could put up over 100 this week. That'd be a big accomplishment.
No, it's going to be closer than you think, because especially if Cooper Kupp does well, then that means Kyron Williams probably won't get as many touchdowns. So that's what also worries me.
Biggest question mark is going to be Miles Sanders. He has not done anything this year, and he doesn't really have anyone to replace him. So Dylan getting a couple check marks over here, still a 20-point margin. Brian, your team looking really good. I hate to say it, but it is. Your running backs are solid, wide receivers. Olave, we'll see. He's kind of been down the last 2 weeks. I think it's because Derek Carr's been hurt, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm having an issue if I need to start Mostert over Kyron, because Mostert has the backfield to himself. He's playing the Cardinal, or who's he playing? Scroll down.
The Panthers.
Yeah, that'll be a toss-up. It'll be a closer game than I think. Yeah. So hopefully we score touchdowns tonight, so Butker doesn't get field goals. That's all I gotta say.
Hard not to start the number 2 running back on the highest efficiency offense in the league right now. But, hey, you do you, dude.
Okay.
I'm going to take Brian in this one. Don't think it's going to be close. Sorry, Dylan. On to next year. Moving on.
Dylan says he wants your team instead, so we'll talk about it.
What?
Look at the comments of your fans.
Oh, you'll take my team instead? Like trade me teams?
Yeah, because remember, it just popped up as your team, so for 1 week.
Yeah, I would take my team too. It's a lot better. All right, let's move on. Another. It's closer. It's closer, I guess. I thought this one, I think, is the blowout. But Simon versus Justin. Justin really looking for a win. Pretty embarrassing after winning a championship and going 1-4. I think I actually went undefeated after my championship for like 6 weeks. It was crazy. Let's take a look at the teams here in the matchups. Kirk Cousins versus Chicago. You love that. Sorry, Sebastian here. He's a Bears fan, but the Bears have a defense that can be exposed. So Kirk, I expect him to do really well. He finally gets Eckler back. It is against Dallas, but we saw last week that Dallas isn't who we thought they were. Etienne at the Colts, not bad. Gabe Davis against the Giants, that's a good matchup. He is very touchdown dependent, so hopefully he can get you one. Elan's been a fucking monster over the last 3 weeks. So good pick up there, Justin. Finally starting Goddard. Kirk again with a good matchup here against the Colts. I don't mind Justin's team this week. I think he has a chance. I think it'll be pretty close. Brian, what do you think about Simon's team?
It's dominant. I mean, he's got CMC. Pacheco's starting to get loose. Nakua's still doing well, even with Kupp back, if not better. And Devo's starting to get a little healthier. So I'm going to take Simon in this one, and I think he wins about 10. You?
I think it's going to be closer. I think Justin's actually going to have a pretty solid week here, especially with getting Eckler back. But Simon does have the better team overall, especially if Joe Burrow can do what he did last week. Simon could easily win this, by 10 to 15 points. So I'm going with Simon. Good luck, Justin. Hopefully you don't win. Moving on to this one, which is another blowout central. We got Global Warming is Fake, Dustin Folk, who doesn't know how to read books apparently, versus the replacements. We got a name change here. Wide receiver U is gone. It's now the replacements because Brady's got some hurt players.
I really thought that projected total he was going to have somebody out, but it looks like he's got a full strength team in there, so that name is appropriate. This is not much to say here. Dustin's going to probably blow him out.
This is what happens when you wait to draft running back. You just don't have any running backs that you can trust. You're leaning on the wide receivers.
Dylan said parlay at the end. We will build a parlay at the end here in about 10 minutes. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But yeah, looking at Brady's team, I mean, we'll see if DeMarcado can do what he did last week. If he can, then Brady might have a chance because St. Brown and Ridley should be pretty solid here. Tampa Bay, not the best matchup. You like the Colts one. Logan Thomas was a good pickup. I actually tried to pick him up as well. I think he'll be fine for you this week too. And KJ Osborne as well. With Justin Jefferson getting hurt, you got to replace him. I already got Jordan Addison, who's now the number one. But KJ Osborne should be fine. So Brady should put up some decent points here. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. What about Dustin's team?
I mean, it's just dominant. There's really not much to say. All he needs to do is get Pollard to get going a little more. Maybe Madison gets a little bit more, like a couple more touchdowns at the goal line, and he's cooking. Oh, this just in. Chiefs game is at 7:15 tonight, not 7:30. So that's from the producers.
Yeah, I knew it was at 7:15. Calm the fuck down. I know you're trying to suddenly speed me up, you little bitch.
It's at 7:30. I'm just saying we gotta get.
All right. Sorry, taking Dustin in this one. I don't think it's close. Moving on to me versus Mitch. Mitch looking for another win, coming off a big week at 142 points. Right now, the projections are closer than I thought they'd be since he is in last. I'm going to talk about Mitch's team. You can talk about my team. Mitch's team, though, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's starting him this week. Maybe he'll finally get a touchdown for you. I don't know. I got David Montgomery, the number one there, so that's going to be a battle. Josh Jacobs is looking better. Still pretty inefficient, but he's getting you some fantasy points. Jamar Chase went crazy last week. He's got a great matchup against Seattle. Same with Stafford against Arizona. I like Mitch's matchups this week. I actually looked at this today, and I'm scared. TJ Hawkinson could have a day. Zay Flowers could have a day. I don't think you're going to play anybody on your bench. Maybe Herbert, but I guess he plays Dallas. Yeah, Mitch's matchups are pretty good. I don't hate it. I think Mitch actually puts up close to his projected.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a tough battle for you guys. And with
you can talk about my team, my matchups.
All right. Well, I was gonna say with JJ out, Hawkinson can eat, but I mean, yeah, the Jets could shut down Hurts because they do have a good D line, so be careful. Montgomery should eat. Kamara should eat. Diggs might be benched in the third quarter, honestly. And then that DJ Moore and Justin Fields connection, I think it still goes strong. That's my bold prediction for this week. Is DJ Moore still gets 25 fantasy points this week?
Okay, I like that prediction. I'm kind of in a bind here, actually, between my starters. So in my flex, I have Breece Hall, but he plays Philly, who's apparently number one against the run right now. And then I also have Jordan Addison, who's now the number one. And I have Saquon. He should be right here, but I don't know why he's not there. I do have Saquon as well, I think, going to be back. So who would you flex? I
don't know, but referring to Trevor's comment, I just want to say I put $10 on Justin Fields MVP. I do think the Bears make a comeback. So that's all I'm going to say is, yeah. But, yeah, Breece Hall, I would put Breece Hall in there.
Yeah, I got him in there right now. If he gets 20 carries again or 25 touches again, I think he could still put up 15 points.
Actually, you know what? If Jordan Addison is healthy, though, I'm starting him.
What?
I think I'd start Jordan Addison over Hall if he's healthy because Philadelphia's D-line is pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I'm scared. I don't know who to pick. But I think I'm gonna take Mitch here. I think Mitch has a good week. I mean, my team's still pretty damn good, but I don't like to pick myself in these situations.
Yeah. I'll pick Mitch. I feel bad. I feel bad for him, and I think he's due for another win.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. All right, showdown of the week. We got Caleb versus A-Ray. A-Ray back in the mix at the showdown of the week. I think it was him and Brady last week. One of the closer projections here. Also, two teams in the middle of the pack looking for a win here. Caleb's projected to win, which is actually surprising. These two made a trade this week. We didn't really look at that trade.
I mean, we could just say it. It was Kittle and
I know you could just like pull it up and then it's like
Najee Harris for.
Yeah, here it is, right here. We had Kyle Pitts and James Cook for Najee and Kittle. A-Ray was looking to upgrade at that tight end position. Caleb wanted a running back. I think it's a pretty fair trade across the board. Najee's been bad. Kyle Pitts has been bad. So we got two bad players, two good players. No collusion there. But they do play each other this week, so that was an interesting there it is. That was an interesting trade to make the week you're playing each other. Looking at Caleb's team, solid matchups all around, especially with the Giants. If Roschon plays, which we don't know yet, I don't think he's cleared protocol. He's got a good matchup against Minnesota. Tyreek Hill about to go off. CeeDee Lamb about to go off. Sam Laporta is going to continue. Ayuk may struggle against Cleveland. And then his defense did bad last week. So who knows right there with his defense. What about Aries' team?
I mean, it's just not looking good. He's got two banged-up receivers that he's starting. I think Kittle was a flash in the pan last week. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. That's not happening against the strong Browns defense. Joe Mixon's due for a good day. I don't know if it's against Seattle. Derrick Henry against Baltimore. That could be a tough battle. I mean, I think A-Ray will probably put up around 95. I think Caleb's team is just too strong to be ignored. I think he puts up 140 and takes it this week.
Yeah. Aries at the Chiefs game right now. Probably not watching this live. What a bitch. I think Caleb gets back on track this week. I mean, outside of his running backs, his team does not look bad. His wide receivers are good. His tight end's good. His defense is good. His quarterback is good. So hopefully that James Cook upgrade will get him to 3-3, and A-Ray will drop.
And I think A-Ray's saving grace will be the Bills against the Giants. I can see them getting like 30 points. Especially with Daniel. Is Daniel Jones even playing? Is he still hurt?
I don't know. Neck injury. I don't know if he's playing yet.
Okay, if he's out, that's definitely going to be a blowout. And Barkley's not back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have Hadam Scheffler in the chat? We have a Roschon Johnson probably won't play. He did not practice today. So, Caleb, if you're watching, we have some Bears fans. They got the inside over there. They're saying Roschon probably won't play. All right. And before we get out of here, you know what we got to do.
Previously on Serial Gamblers. You know, I really like this 10-team parlay, but I'd like it more if it was 12 teams. We talking about taxes? Taxes? How can you successfully gamble in a world where Kansas football is undefeated?
This is a Global Telink prepaid call from Sleep Schloop, a patient at Gamblers Anonymous.
From my office in Wichita, Kansas, this is Serial Gamblers, a weekly segment on the continued gambling addiction found in the Gentleman's Club. I'm Andrew Simon.
All right, so before we make our parlay, I'm on FanDuel, by the way.
I don't know. Can I pull up props without logging in?
I think so. There is a boost on FanDuel for each quarterback to get 200 yards. It's a little windy out, but I think that one does hit. I maxed it out. Eric will reimburse you if it doesn't hit.
This one?
That one right there.
Yeah, I did it. All right. For those of you that can make a bet, I know we got some people in Missouri, and Missouri it's like prohibition over there with gambling. But weed's legal, but you can't gamble. I think we just pick like 4. Let's take 4 picks that are locks and go from there. My lock, I'm gonna go down here to the alternate spread, and I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs by a tutty, just to be safe. I like to play it safe. If you want to get risky, I think 9.5 is the riskier one. We win by 10, but every time we play the Broncos, we're always playing down to their level. So I'm gonna play it safe. Take Chiefs minus 6.5.
We already have that in so many parlays, but okay.
I'm not actually making the bet right now. I got to do it after. I'm not logged in.
Oh, I logged in. All right, so that's your leg.
Yeah.
All right. This is crazy, but my leg is I think Mahomes finally has a good game passing. I'm going to go Mahomes 250 passing.
I don't even see. Oh, I'm not on the same game. Probably. There it is. We got Mahomes at 2. That's a good game for Mahomes. What?
In the wind, yes.
True. I don't know if it's going to be that windy once the sun goes down. When the sun goes down, won't be windy. All right. If Mahomes is throwing all those, I think that we got someone's got to do good. I know Travis Kelce's going to do hot because Taylor Swift's at the game. Trust me, you're going to see it 75 times tonight. And if you don't, then they'll never show a Chiefs game again. 60 yards for Kelce is tempting at minus 144, but that's pretty much the obvious choice. I'm actually going to go with Rashee Rice, and I'm going to take him for 40.
I like that, actually, kind of.
It's scary. It's scary, but the Broncos defense is not good. All right. If you want to play it safe, 25 really isn't bad either at minus 188. But if you want to boost those odds up a little bit, Rashee Rice for 40. What about that last pick?
Are we only doing 4 legs?
Yeah, why would we not do 4 legs? You take 2, I take 2.
I was thinking we do 6, but all right.
Okay, well, you can put in the bet whenever you want, but this is what we're doing. Here we go.
All right. So I want to do the under on one of the Broncos receivers. You told me they're trying to trade Judy. Our DBs have looked really good, and it's windy. So I don't know if Wilson plays very well. I almost want to do the under on Jerry Judy. Thoughts?
Under 53.5, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Okay.
I think that's pretty solid right there. Plus 721. There is a boost on FanDuel. You could boost that one. But that's not a terrible 4-leg parlay right there.
Okay. I'm going to put 10 on it. That's all.
Do it. Do it to it, my dude. Yeah. Lock it in. Hopefully this hits. Last thing I forgot, I was going to pull this up just to show you guys some Fantasy Pro stuff. This is week 6 rankings. Brady with the lowest grade down here at 80. I got the highest grade above Brian, even though we're both at 100. Somehow I got the advantage there. And then Dustin, Simon, Caleb at 5, A-Ray, Mitch, Justin, Dylan, Brady.
What's the rest of the season look like?
At rest of season. Rest of season's got me at 4 at 91. Brian, Dustin, Simon jumping up there at 93. I think it's because Joe Burrow finally did something. Caleb actually there in the middle of the pack when his team was not looking great. Maybe that trade helped you. Then we got Mitch actually at 6, who is currently in last. So this is saying, Mitch, you might turn it around this week or this year. Not looking good right here, but it's saying.
All right, before we get off, what's your one bold prediction fantasy-wise this week?
Fantasy-wise this week, bold prediction. I'm trying not to I don't know. That's tough. Do you have one right now while I'm thinking? Shit.
I did have one, but now it slipped my mind. Let me go to my team and see my bold prediction.
My bold prediction, Isaiah Pacheco goes off for 80 and a touchdown tonight, potentially 100. I think Pacheco has a big night tonight. He's gonna do well. That's my bold fantasy prediction.
Mine was Mahomes finally gets 4 touchdowns and about 350, but that's just being cautiously optimistic. Well, not cautiously, but I just think if our offense doesn't do something tonight, I'm actually worried about our receivers. But if we actually put it together tonight, there's a glimpse of hope for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it has been a little scary in Kansas City right now, but we'll see. Got the last few comments here. Joe thinks Addison is going to score a touchdown. That is not very bold. He has 3 this year, but hey, I like it. I might start him. I don't know yet. Justin Fields over 50 fantasy points? Not that bold. Not that bold.
No.
We'll see about that.
I like that one.
I like that.
I like it a lot.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got. Good luck this week, everybody, in your fantasy leagues. Hopefully you all suck, though.
All right, what do you want for the outro?
What?
What do you want for the outro?
I don't know. Play us a song.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
How's it go?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
I don't know how it went. I don't know. What do you want me to play?
Joe says Scotty doesn't know.
I don't know that one anymore.
Dude, you're terrible. All right. All you at home, watch the Chiefs game until they show Taylor Swift, then turn that shit off. Have a good week. Have a good night. We'll be here. Thanks for stopping by, Kansas City.
Rock on.